Now then, people, and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show, and it is time for your Leeds versus Norwich post-match chat. It was a nail-biting one, wasn't it? Oh, man, it was rough, not great, but we're going to talk about that in just a second. Before we do, as you can see here, nice and bold, I'm doing Movember. The link is in the chat. Please do sponsor me. It's for a great cause for them brothers, mothers, fathers, sons, grandpas, not mothers, for us blokies. Make sure you support me if you can. Please smash a like on this video as well and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Get your comments, hit the notification bell, and follow me on Twitch because I'll be doing a lot more content there over the coming days and weeks and months. But let's talk about today's game. Look, it wasn't pretty, it wasn't great, it was a really poor spectacle. Does it paper over the cracks slightly? Maybe, because I think performance-wise it just wasn't at it for me, apart from a few individuals. Of course, the win was all that matters, though, and Leeds United won down at Carrow Road 2-1. It's a huge win as well, because what you didn't want to be doing is having a gap being created between us and those teams above us. We're now on 10 points and have a 3-point gap over Burnley, and we're level with the likes of Watford and Norwich, and we just need to continue to improve, because for me today it wasn't really an improvement. After the first half, it had shades of Southampton. I thought this is going to get worse. I was petrified. I said on my watch along that if they score first, we're done. But of course, Leeds United's record when we do go in front first, I know we conceded almost instantly after. It is still good. Look, I just to talk about some performances. I know Rafinha got man of the match and came up trumps again for us scoring the first goal. I don't think he had an amazing game by his standards. I don't think many did. Look, Calvin, we all felt would be stronger in there with him, but I thought Calvin was poor today, personally. He was shaky against Arsenal and he was shaky again today. Some really poor passing. But, you know, Calvin's got plenty credit in the bank. Of course he has. He's elite. And you know, he's just coming back from injury. Maybe if we had more bodies, he won't be risked as much, but we need him in there because, as we know, when he's in the side, Leeds normally win or have a bigger chance of winning anyway. But I thought Pascal Struijk did really well today. He was instrumental in both the goals, really, in breaking up the play, especially the second one. But look, Leeds United got through it, and that's all that mattered, because had we have not won today, then of course, you know, questions would have been asked. I think I said to you 10 games in, I'll give you an indication of where we're in. As it stands, we're in a scrap. Can't get away from that. We are in a scrap, because next up we've got Leicester City, and trust me, they will pose a wholly different prospect to what Norwich were today. In that first half, especially, it was really poor from both sides. Although I do think that Norwich were better for me, which isn't great in any stretch of the imagination. I thought, of course, Rafinha tried and got joy against Omar Badeli. Turns out I did pronounce that right in the preview. But other than that, it was a little bit lackluster for me personally. And of course, I thought Rodrigo got better as the game went on, and we showed real character. Obviously, to get through the tie, because I was worried. I said on the watch along, we need a 2-goal cushion, because I'm really petrified for that last 10 minutes. But it weren't as bad as, you know, I thought it was going to be. But look, we didn't play well. But it's all about the 3 points and regaining confidence, and we did that today. It will give the lads confidence knowing that they've got 3 points in the bag. It will give Rodrigo confidence knowing that he's got another goal. Just on his goal as well, obviously it's a great strike, but Tim Krul should do better. Maybe Rafinha gets in his eye line, but Rafinha was onside anyway, so even if he did, it was still going in, and it was it's a good strike. It's a good finish at the end of the day. You've got to hit the target, and he did that. You know, he did that. And Krul should do better. Of course he should. But, you know, am I bothered? No. Leeds United have got 3 points, you know, and it's a massive 3 points. I thought just on the substitutions as well. I know a lot of people were asking for Joe Geldart during the watch along, but it wasn't the game for me today. And the reason I say that is because the way that Leeds United set up today, as I tried to explain in the preview, sort of a 3-5-2 players, you know, like Jack Harrison taking care of the full left side on his own, Dan James in the 9 at times, or vice versa. I think to bring Geldart on for a Harrison, for example, who I thought was poor today, can we expect Geldart to have the fortitude to do what he does defensively? Of course, I'm a massive fan of Geldart, but I just didn't think it was the right game. When Adam Forshaw came in, props to Adam Forshaw again for me. Great cameo, came on, did what was expected. He retains the ball, keeps us ticking over nicely, and it felt like we had a midfield. It felt like we had a midfield again, which is what happens when he comes on. Like I say, I thought Strauch again, I thought he was really good today. Pivotal in both the goals, obviously nipping in for that second in the build-up to the Rodrigo goal. And just on Rafinha's goal as well, great control, as is always expected from the man, cutting in from the left. I want to give props to Dan James as well. I thought Dan James, it was a great assist, a great ball out to him. That meant he could cut inside, get round on Badelli, gave Grant Hanley the shoulder, hit it through a couple of bodies, and it was in the back of the net. And I felt when we went in front that's us, home and hosed. Obviously, straight away we concede. Meslier, what's he doing? It's a pass back from Jamie Shackleton. He could have put his foot through it. Instead, he tries to give it back to Shackleton and puts it straight out for a corner, and Omar Badelli scores. And I think he gets the run on Cooper and beats Llorente in the air. We know from set pieces we're not great anyway, but it's poor from Meslier that. And had we have not seen the game through, it'd have been a lot worse, But obviously, Rodrigo came up trumps and got the winner, definitely got the winner, as we know. And now Leeds United remain unbeaten in all 9 of our Premier League games against sides in the relegation zone. I gave you that stat prior to the game. We've now won 7 and drawn 2, so we're still yet to lose against teams down there. We know Bielsa has a good record against teams in that bottom 6 as well. Great last season and continuing this season, although we're not picking up as many wins. But undefeated against relegated sides, and that's what we need, because if we are in that fight, which I think at this moment in time we are, then as long as we beat the teams in and around us, then we'll be all right. Do you know what I mean? Over the course of a 38-game season, we'll be all right. Roberts came on as well, and of course that would have came with a lot of disdain, and had we have not got the point, he would have got the blame for it. Listen, I'm not saying he's amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but when Rodrigo was tiring, it's right to bring Roberts on to do the pressing, because that's what he will give us. He will hassle and harry. Gave away a few free kicks. Just on that as well, I know a lot of people will have a go at Anthony Taylor, but I thought Anthony Taylor got a lot right today. It was just Leeds United were making silly challenges, which I thought were born out of frustration. Rodrigo with his lazy pressing. Calvin gave away a lot today, not also just from passing, but in terms of free kicks as well, and putting a few people in the bin. But it was a little bit needless, I felt, at the time, and maybe he's just off the pace a little bit. Obviously, just on Dan James as well, while I remember, he could have scored in the first half as well, and I felt if we'd have got a goal within that first 20-25 minutes, we'd have ran away with it today. It wasn't to be the case. We did have the one chance. Dan James in, Grant Hanley off the line. Some people will say he should do better. I thought he did. I thought he did everything right. Just Grant Hanley got back to clear it off the line. But look, it wasn't vintage. It wasn't great. But all that matters is the 3 point. I said I would give you an indication of where we're at 10 games in, and I feel at this moment in time we are in a fight. And we've got Leicester at home next Saturday. That will be rock hard. Under no illusions, that will be really, really tough. But if you get a positive result in that, then you can start to look up the table. But as it stands at the minute, we're down there and we're in a bit of a fight, aren't we? But 3 points were all that mattered today, and we got them. Rodrigo got another goal. Rafinha shone again and got a goal. Not vintage, not great, but we got through gritted teeth. It was nail-biting times at stuff, but we got 3 points, and that's all that matters. And I think that's covered it, really. So I don't think there's anything else we need to discuss other than, enjoy the rest of Halloween now, and we can look ahead to Leicester, which will be very tough. But we had to win, and we got the win. Thank you very much, because I couldn't have dealt with a point or a loss against Norwich. No disrespect, but Norwich are really, really poor. But we got through it, and that's the saving grace. But thank you, as always, for watching the Just Joe Football Show. Make sure you smash a like on this video. Sponsor me for November. Check out my Twitch, all that jazz. And love. It's all love, man. It's all love. 3 points in the bag. Peace out. Leeds.